Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Ali and here I just talk to myself about books, and then someone, maybe you, may or may not watch this at a later date. I forgot to film an intro for this video back when I actually filmed it. I ended up having a really good bookish weekend last weekend. I went to an author event with Kristoff and Gwynne, which was amazing. And I also went to Yalc, so let me take you with me, I guess. Let's go.
Exceptionally well, given that you are not, and have never been, to my knowledge, a lady. Yes, so that would be my pick.
Thank you, mate. Thank you. I mean, I'd pick Lachlan Craig.
Oh yeah, it is a baller.
Love that guy.
That'd be fun.
Love that guy.
Yeah.
And because he's Scottish, but
Team up with the sidekick. Alright, that'll work.
Morning. It is incredibly early. We're talking pre 7 a.m. and I'm going to be heading to Yalc this morning. I'm going to be meeting my friend there, super excited. But before I give you some Yalc content, last night I went to one of my most anticipated author events, and that was with Kristoff and Gwynne. Before I went to that, I actually popped into the Piccadilly Waterstones because I was meant to go to a BK Borison event a couple of weeks ago. However, then something happened and I was unable to go, unfortunately. But I had contacted the Waterstones events team and asked if they could please save me the copy that I had ordered alongside the ticket, so I could pick it up at a later date, and they did. So I went to pick it up yesterday, and that was a copy of Good Spirits, which was signed by BK Borison, with a little ghost as well. And it also came with this really cute pin that I'm very excited to add to my collection. For those of you who don't know, BK Borison is one of my two favorite romance authors. So her and Ali Hazelwood are my top romance authors, and the ones I will without a doubt love and enjoy and continue to read. Otherwise it's very hit and miss for me in terms of romance, especially contemporary romance. But I'm super excited for this because this is a little bit more kind of fantasy-ish, whereas all of her other ones are pretty contemporary. So I'm quite excited to read this. I think I'm gonna save it till December because it's a, Christmassy read, and I'm super excited because I never usually get lucky with Christmas romances. They tend to be awful, but I know this one's going to be great. I ended up going to a Kristoff and Gwynne event. So Gwynne was chairing the event, and their banter between the two was just hilarious. They obviously have known each other for many years. They were fangirling over each other's work, which is very cute. And it was just hilarious. It was one of the funniest author events I've ever been to. They just both have such big personalities, especially Kristoff, and it was just really funny. Didn't take himself too seriously. Was really interesting to hear his thoughts and stuff, and process with writing and how he came to write Empire of the Vampire series, etc. Now I will do a proper review vlog of this book. I say review vlog, I'll do a wrap up and it will include Empire of the Dawn, but I did finish that a few days ago and I'm still reeling over it because it was insane. definitely one of my favourite series of all time, hands down. But anyway, so I got to meet Kristoff, which I'm super happy about. I gave him the drawing that I did of Gabrielle de Leon, and he asked me to sign it for him, and so I was like, what? What do you mean, me sign it? But that was really cool. And then I also took my rebound Empire of the Vampire and Empire of the Damned. Obviously I don't have Empire of the Dawn because the paperback's not out yet, otherwise it's going to be a different size when I rebind it. And he really thought these were cool, which was awesome. But yeah, so I got these signed which is very cool. And yeah, he was just super nice, and like really funny, and made everyone just feel like super welcome. I don't think I've ever been like, he wasn't rushing anyone, he was taking his time to chat to like every single person, which obviously took a long time, but it was so worth it. And he was just super nice. And then also got to meet Gwynne, which is amazing. I did forget to bring the first book of this series to get signed, but I did get the second and the third book signed, and he was super lovely as well, and his entire family was there too, and they were really nice, so like his sons and his wife. So he signed this for me, and also this one. Obviously I'm currently going through probably one of the worst periods of my life, and I did feel a bit guilty going to the author event, but I think it was good. I think it's like maintaining a little bit of normalcy, and I've got to try and continue to enjoy life a little bit where I can, but they definitely helped to brighten the darkness a little bit, so very excited. Anyway, let's head off to Yalc. Hello, I have just returned from Yalc. I have my face paint on, I have some bags full of stuff, and I will do a little Yalc haul tomorrow, but I'm super tired now and hungry, so bye. Good morning. So as promised, I will be doing a Yalc haul shortly. However, I'm gonna go for my run now because I have conned myself into doing couch to 10k. For context, I hate running with a passion unless it's away from my problems, and I'm not very good at it either because I don't enjoy it. I don't know how people enjoy running. If you've got any tips, please give them to me, but I am doing it. This will be day 2 of the couch to 10k. I'm hoping by kind of like next year I'll be able to like run a full 10k and maybe raise some money for a cause dear to my heart, that sort of vibe. But yes, I will come back and do a Yalc haul. However, first I also wanted to mention that I completely forgot to say that at the Kristoff event I actually ended up meeting Ashleigh, who is a booktuber that I follow and adore, and she was super lovely, super nice. So you probably already know her, but if you don't, please do follow her. This is her channel, and I will also pop a link down below. But yes, I'll see you shortly after my run. Hello, so I've been on my run. I've had some lunch and then I got distracted playing Crash Bandicoot races, but I am now here ready to do a Yalc haul, so let's go. Okay, first things first, I did actually originally buy the weekender ticket before things happened. However, I only ended up going yesterday, which was Saturday. I didn't really feel like doing the whole weekend just because it was a lot for me to do yesterday in general, but that did include the like goodie bag, so I did get this Yalc bag. I also have one from last year which I do kind of prefer because it said like Yalc on here. I think this gets a little bit lost in between all the speech bubbles, but it's cool, it's different, which is nice. And within that we had a few different little things. So we've got a Yalc and Heartstopper lanyard, which I might end up giving to my friend's daughter because she absolutely adores Alice Osman. And then I have a Yalc keychain, which is very cute. I'm going to be putting on my keys. And then there was a few different like little pamphlets just about like London Comic Con spring, as well as like the Yalc kind of scheduling map. Sorry, the dog is here to visit. Hello. No, you can't go on there. No, thank you. No thanks. No thanks, buddy. You give me paw. You give me paw. He doesn't really do what he's told. But yeah, so the Yalc thing, which ended up being quite handy because I get lost all the time. I got a Yalc car freshener and some stickers. So we have Yalc and I love books, and then this is just a bookmark I picked up, I guess, King of Beasts by Catherine Doyle. And I think, oh, and whatever this is, I think this is the wristband actually, but I obviously didn't put it on because they gave me another like plasticky one to wear yesterday. But yeah, so that's kind of what came in the goodie bag. And now I can show you all the cool stuff I actually picked up. So I'll start with one of my favourite things, which is what I got last year as well, loads of candles from Lunar Bookish Flame Candles. I do actually have 15% off for the store, so if you do want to get some candles and fancy 15% off, I'll put the code down below, but it's Melina15. And yeah, I mean, I love them, so I went for some new ones and some old ones. So first of all, we've got Shadow Daddy, which is one of like my favourite scents ever, and this is citrus, leather, tobacco, labdanum, woods and oud, and it just smells so good. Like, I want everybody to smell like this. It's so good. That's quite a nice one. I then went for In My Bookish Era, which is super cute. This is a sweeter smelling scent, so it's coconut, apple candy, pecan, praline, marshmallow, vanilla, tonka and musk, and it's also like got extra sparkles. And it just smells so sweet. I reckon I'll have this more towards like Christmas, when I need a bit of a pick-me-up because the dark and dreary days of winter are getting to me. I then got, so looking at Lunar Bookish Flames, unfortunately their license wasn't renewed for Sarah J Maas. They had a little bit of leftover stock, so I ended up getting this, which is There You Are, I've Been Looking For You. Very like Howl's Moving Castle coded, and also obviously what Reese says to Farah the first time they meet. And this is Cypre, Jasmine, Lily, Patchouli, Cedar and Amber. Again, I've said it before, I love Amber, I love patchouli as scents, and this one is so good as well. I feel like this one I might never light it, I might just keep it to sniff. And then in that same vein, I also got a Welcome to Valaris, and here we have Farah, Reese and Nyx. And this is cotton, citrus, orange, rhubarb, floral jasmine, pine, musk, amber and white woods, and it's so nice. It's also like a clean scent. I don't really know how else to say it, just smells clean, but I really like it. And this is sparkly, and I can't remember if it's Valaris or Night Court, but one of them is this colour as well, which is very nice. Well, probably Valaris, makes sense. I then went for Morally Grey is my favourite colour, and that is smooth cognac, resin, dark florals and vanilla, and it's again so good. And I love this like kind of holographic sparkle. It's so pretty. And I've only got 3 to go, I promise, and then we'll be candled out. Next I bought this one for my brother actually, because he likes Stranger Things. I also really liked this, so if you didn't, I would have kept it. But sorry, just sniff it. This is Hopper's Hearth, and this is tobacco, honey, citrus, spice, wood, sandalwood, amber, tonka beans and patchouli, and I really like it. I am super excited for the final seasons of Stranger Things. I've put a reminder on Netflix, I'm waiting for it to come up, but yeah, super excited for that, so I wanted to get a little candle to go with it, although obviously for my brother I should have got 2. I might order one online. And then I got Forced Proximity, because that's one of my favourite tropes, and that's bubblegum, banana, pear, musk, vanilla, candy floss, peach, orange and creamy dairy. Obviously very sweet, but it's like fruity sweet, which is nice. I find like floral sweet a bit too sickly sometimes, but this is like I could eat it, you know. And look at that green, obsessed. It's very brat. For me, it's always brat season. And then last but not least, I actually ended up getting a Yalc special edition candle. So they did one last year as well, and I really liked it. And I'm pretty sure this is the same scent because I recognized it. And oh, it's so cute. So this is You Absolutely Love Candles, which stands for Yalc, which is quite funny. It's quite good. And this is white rum soaked bananas, coconut, milk, vanilla, pancake, salted caramel and chocolate, and it's very sweet and very, very delicious. I really like it. It's also got the little date on there of when Yalc was, and last time I ended up burning the Yalc candle, but I might just keep this as like a memento. But yeah, so that's all the candles I got. Again, please do check out Bookish Flames. Like, the guy who makes them, Manos, is super nice, super lovely. Got to see him again yesterday. It was just so cute. But also they are like the best smelling candles ever. They've got the wood wicks, so they make that lovely crackly noise, and also it's all made from like vegan soy wax, like no kind of harsh chemicals or anything like that, and they are safe because it's safe glitter. So yeah, do check them out. I found my Yalc wristband I was wearing yesterday that I slipped off, so I will also kind of keep this, which is a cute little memory. I ended up getting a Harper Voyager tote bag with a purchase that I did, and then I will show you in a second what I ended up getting. But yes, I've got another tote bag now. You can't ever have too many, although I feel like I'm getting there. And let's see, I also got this other tote bag for free from, oh gosh, who was this from? I can't remember, but I got the Unreliable Narrator because I love an unreliable narrator, and having recently read a book that absolutely destroyed me because of its unreliable narrator, it was fresh on my mind. So from the place that gave me this tote bag, I actually ended up getting the first 3 volumes of the Murderbot Diaries. Now, I have been after these for so long, but the individual ones, and I do have the first one somewhere, are just so expensive. It's like £15 per little book. So each one of these has got like 2 or 3 in it, and each one, like online or, you know, on the stores, etc., was like £15, whereas I got these 3 for £15 altogether. And this is like got all of them in it, so I believe, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's just volume 1, volume 2 and volume 3. So yeah, this is now the complete series, so I can fully binge it. I've read like the first 3, I think, but I really enjoyed it, and then I just kind of stopped reading them on Kindle. But yeah, super excited to have these. So yeah, as I said, volume 1, volume 2, volume 3. I'm going to be peeling the sticker off if I can, and it's also like floppy, which I'm very happy about. But yes, that was a good haul, very cheap, very exciting for that one. Then from Bloomsbury, I entered a few competitions that they were doing. Haven't heard back yet because I think it takes like a week or so. A week or so to hear back, but they did give me a chapter sampler of these Shattered Spires, which I've heard good things about, by Cassidy Ellis Salter, so I'm quite excited to read this, and if I like it, I might pre-order the special edition of this one. But yes, so that's quite cool. I love it when they give you like chapters to see if you enjoy it, because I feel like you can tell in like a few chapters usually if you're going to enjoy like the narrative style, the writing, the character, etc. Oh, and I forgot to say, so my friend ended up getting the Murderbot Diaries as well, but also, because I did go with a friend this time, like we were there the whole day, so we got there about 9:30 and we left just before 5 o'clock. And we ended up actually getting a lot of the same books because we've decided we can like read them together. So she also got the Murderbot Diaries, and then we went to a stall for #Press. They are a completely like female run small small publishing company. They were saying they're like struggling a lot competing with the bigger companies, obviously, but they really value things like diversity and like giving everyone a voice, etc. So they had a lot of different types of books with a lot of different kind of voices, a lot of different types of characters, and a lot of like focus on different religions, different races, different sexualities, etc. So we ended up picking up this one. So my friend also got a copy, and it's hijab and red lipstick, and by Yusra Imran, and it sounds really interesting. I've never really read this kind of book from this voice, etc. Like, I have read books where the main characters have been Muslim, but this one kind of follows a teenager called Sarah, who is experimenting with makeup, goes on dates and hangs out with her friends. However, it doesn't help when you have a super strict Egyptian dad who tells you that everything is haram, aka forbidden. When her family moved from London to the Arabian Gulf, it feels like every door is being closed on Sarah's future. Can Sarah find her voice again, and will she ever be free? And so I thought, apparently it's quite a dark kind of story, but very kind of emotive. So we both picked up a copy. We're going to read it together and kind of share our thoughts, but it sounded really interesting. I really wanted to read this, so I picked that up as well. We both got a copy of A Certain Hunger by Chelsea G. Summers. This was on a Clockwork Readers, I can't remember what video it was, but I will try and like link it below. But they did a recap of like books they'd recently read, like a wrap up, and this was in it and they really rated it. And I love a kind of weird girl gothic vampire cannibal story, so this one just like screamed at me, and I saw it. And also the other thing with Yalc is that paperbacks tend to be like so much cheaper. So usually paperbacks are like £5-6, and then hardcovers are like £10 to £12, which is insane. So ended up getting a copy of this. I'll quickly read you the blurb because it's so good. So Dorothy Daniels has always had a voracious and adventurous appetite. From her idyllic farm-to-table childhood, homegrown tomatoes, thick slices of freshly baked bread, to the heights of her careers as a foodie critic, white truffles washed down with Barolo straight from the bottle, Dorothy has never been shy about indulging in her exquisite tastes, even when it led to her plunging an ice pick into her lover's neck. There is something inside Dorothy that makes her different from everybody else, something she's finally ready to confess. But beware, her story just might make you wonder how your lover would taste sautéed with shallots and mushrooms and deglazed in a little red wine. So it's that line especially kind of is giving Hannibal, you know, a bit of liver with Chianti vibes, but really excited to read this. I think it'll be a good read. And then the other one we also got together was Dragon Rider, which I've heard nothing but good things about, by Taran Matharu, and again it's something she'd heard about, so we decided to pick up a copy together. It's also been a while since I've read, obviously I've read Fourth Wing and stuff, but like kind of a Dragon Rider based book. Recently I've had a few different like books that have featured dragons, but not in the way I really enjoy. So more so a bit like a taxi service, or just like, oh yeah, there are dragons in this world, but I will not develop it at all. So this one sounds good. So Jay has spent his life forced to serve the cruel empire that killed his family, until the survival of Princess Erica of the Dance Kingdom. She is to marry the prince and bring a priceless gift, dragons, but only Dansk royalty can bond with the magical beasts. When the betrothal ends in bloody chaos, Jay finally has a chance to escape. But first he steals a dragon egg. To seek his revenge and vanquish the empire, Jay must now do the impossible, bond with a dragon. So it sounds super good. I loved things like Aragon and stuff when I was growing up, so I'm hoping it's kind of like that reminiscent vibe. And then I got a couple of bookmarks. So this, I can't remember what the book is called, it doesn't say it on here, but this was one of the books that Hashtag Press was doing, which was like a queer LGBTQIA+ story, and this was another one as well, about a girl named Aisha. Okay, and then the last book I got was Pure FOMO, because I keep seeing it everywhere, and also they were selling it for £10. They only had a few copies left. I think they sold out literally a few copies after I bought it, so I ended up getting it. And that is The Wolf King by Lauren Palfreyman. I've heard really good things about this. However, I am a little concerned that it's going to be a bit too kind of romantasy and smut without much plot for me, so I'm really hoping that's not the case. But I'm willing to give it a go. I'm willing to give it a try. So I did end up getting this, and it's got some cool stuff. I actually entered for the arc of this like a few times, but I was not successful. So let me read you the blurb. So when war erupts between humans and werewolves, a princess finds herself torn between duty and desire. On the eve of her wedding, Princess Aurora catches the eye of a powerful alpha, Callum. Believing she's the key to ending a brutal war, Callum kidnaps Aurora, whisking her away to the rugged lands north of the border. There, a forbidden attraction starts to grow. Just as Aurora learns not all wolves are bad, Callum discovers that she is in danger from those closest to him. With monsters on both sides and bloodthirsty war between humans and wolves raging, and undeniable passion growing between them, will their story end in love or tragedy, and will Aurora ever get home? Does she even want to? Okay, we'll see. We'll see how it is. I just hope it's written well and not just pure smart. And if it is, I'll end up donating it to someone who might love it more than me. But we shall see. I'm kind of excited. It's giving a bit like Bride vibes, but also Bride and Mate vibes. But also there is another book, I can't remember what that is. It Forged in Fire, which was kind of about dragons, but had like a similar setup where a girl kind of is wedded to like some wildling from the north, and then yeah, there's all this stuff. But anyway, yeah, so it kind of reminds me of that a little bit. Okay, next I ended up getting this, which was on my list of books. So I actually took, I think it was like 3 of my Illumicrate special editions that I didn't really want anymore, and I dropped them off. Penguin had set up like a little library so where you can like donate books and people can like swap them and stuff. So I dropped those 3 off, and then I saw that they had this in there, so I ended up getting it because it was on my list and I really want to read it. This is Snow Globe by Soo-Young Park. So it's a Korean translated dystopian fiction. I believe it's YA. Well, that would make sense, it says YA all over it. But it says, raised in a climate-ravaged frozen world, every day is a struggle to survive for Chobam. Her only solace comes in the form of 24-hour reality television shows streamed directly from the snow globe, the climate-controlled domed city at the heart of her world, and the only warm place left on the planet. But her life changes in an instant when she is visited by 2 strangers from the snow globe who delivered earth-shattering news. Gone Harry, Snow Globe's biggest star, has died, and because of Chobam's striking resemblance to her, she's been chosen to take her place. Outside Snow Globe, life is a daily battle for survival, but inside, the war ratings is even deadlier. So again, it sounds really, I don't know why I didn't just take this off instead of struggling to read the back. But yeah, quite excited to read this. It's been on my radar for a while now, so I'm looking forward to it. Okay, and then I have some ACOTAR. I ended up getting some ACOTAR character overlays from oh my gosh, I don't remember. I'm so sorry. I do not remember the shop this came from, but the art is by Morgana Anagram. But yeah, so here we have Farah, Reese. Sorry, let me see. Reese, Cassian, Azriel. I've seen this one so many times everywhere, and the Inner Circle, which I think is pretty cool. But yes, so I'm going to be sticking these. I think these are made for the hardbacks, which I do not have, but I am going to be rebinding my copies, and then I'm going to be sticking these inside. Probably Court of Mist and Fury because it's one of my favorites. But yeah, and I'll just have to cut them down a little bit to fit paperbacks. But I thought it was really cool. I really like these. Now we can move on to kind of like the things that I won, and oh my gosh, do I have like the most exciting thing for you ever. Like, mind you, I never win anything, so I'll start with like the less exciting stuff but still exciting. So first of all, I got a free bookmark. I won a bookmark from one of the competitions. Again, I cannot remember what stand this came from because it doesn't say, but I believe this is related to the Sun and the Star Maker. Yeah, which is a book that's going to be coming out soon. So that's quite cool, and it's made of like plastic, which is quite sturdy and nice. I then got a reading journal, well, summer reading challenge from 2026. So the 2026 Siren Summer Reading Challenge. It gives you kind of a few different things to read from their selections. I then also sold my Soul to the Devil for a chance of getting a proof. Unfortunately, I did not get a proof. However, I did get this very cool looking letter, which actually has the first chapter of a book in it. Let me just open it. So again, it's a chapter sampler, and that is for Reap and Sow by Charlotte B. Plum, which is a gothic romantasy due to come out next year. I was really hoping I would get the proof of it, but I was not that lucky, unfortunately. However, I'm quite excited to read the first chapter because again, it will tell me whether or not I'm likely to enjoy it, or if maybe I'm just getting caught up in the FOMO. So there's that. I did actually win a proof of a book called The Stage, what is it called? I think it's like the Stage Manual for Villains or something, but I will put it up here anyway. So I did win a proof and I was actually really excited to have won that. However, I ended up winning something really, really amazing from the Fairy Loot table. So my friend that was with me didn't end up winning any proofs or anything, so I did give her that. She's going to read it and then if it's good, share it back with me so I can read it too. But that one sounded quite interesting as well, and it was really cool to like actually win a proof, which was quite exciting for me. And as I said, I never really win anything, but this time someone was obviously, the gods were smiling in my favour, which, you know, they haven't been doing recently, so it's the least they could do. In terms of other stuff I won, I ended up getting a pin for Diabound, which is cute. I'll put it on my pin flag. I also got a pin for Catabasis and a sticker of Tarn from Fourth Wing, which is quite cool. And then my friend actually, so I ended up winning a print of When the Moon Hatched, so the two characters from that, but my friend at the same time won this Catabasis shirt, which is like an XL, I think, so it's probably going to be quite large on me, but would have been absolutely massive on her. And she gave it to me, even though I tried really hard not to let her, and I kept being like, please take it back, please take it back. So we ended up swapping, so I gave her the art print and she gave me this. I will definitely wear this because I love it. I love Catabasis and Nar of Kwang, as you all know by now, so it's really cool to have that. And then another really cool thing is I got to meet Tasha Suri. So I'll put a picture here. She was super nice. She was at the Illumicrate table, and me being dumb forgot to bring my book, which we got in the latest Illumicrate box with me, which is The Isle of the Silver Sea here, which looks amazing. Sapphic Romance. I'm going to be picking it up soon. And because I forgot to bring it with me, it's already signed for Tasha Suri, but I was hoping to get it, you know, dedicated. She very, very kindly dedicated this Illumicrate bookmark for me, so I can stick that in here and use it to when I read the book, and also a little beautiful art print of the book as well, which I'm going to be sticking in here too. So very happy to have met her. She was super, super lovely. Honestly, I don't know why I feel like I get so starstruck when I meet authors. I forget that they're actually just people, and she was just so down to earth and so nice. She was just like talking to everyone, super lovely, and I'm really glad we got to meet her. But yeah, so thank you, Tasha Suri. And last but not least, I entered a few different competitions from the Fairy Loot table. They weren't selling anything, but they were doing like giveaways and stuff. So they had a competition where you had to guess like the books by the sprayed edges that they had behind the stall. And then they had another one where you could like post a picture of you holding up like the Fairy Loot sign, and they would like call out your handle later on in the day if you won. And then also like you could put your name and your social handle in a cauldron and it would pick that out as well. So we were all kind of gathered around at like 4 p.m. and I vaguely heard them shout out like something that sounded like Melina. And I was like, I cannot have heard correctly. Also, it was really, really hard to hear because I was at the back of like quite a large crowd. And so I was like, I'm really sorry, can you repeat? And then they did repeat it, and it was my social handle, so Melina's Read. And I kid you not, when I like literally nearly cried, because I won the entire Cruel Prince series. I screamed internally and externally. I cannot believe this. I literally, when I was going around there, I was like, I would like full on die if I won that. And I was actually going to buy it when it came out. However, my link ended up going into, actually I don't think I ever received the link properly, and by the time they got back to me, it was all sold out. So because you needed like the special link to get into it. But I am so like ecstatic to have won this. I am honestly, I have no words. Like, I even took a photo with the fairies because I was just like in so much shock and so thankful. But yeah, so we have How the King of Elfame Learned to Hate Stories. So these are all by Holly Black, obviously. This one is kind of short stories and is signed. It is beautiful in terms of the naked hardback. Stunning, stunning. Also the end papers, but more importantly, it has illustrations throughout. So like colour illustrations, it is stunning. And then here we have Carden when he's grown up. But yeah, so just beautiful. So that's the first one. And then we have the Cruel Prince with Jude and Carden on the front. I love this art style as well. And then we have Jude and her family here, and Carden and his friends here. This is also signed, and there is a letter in there as well by Holly Black, which I think is super cool. And the naked hardcover too is absolutely stunning. Honestly, I don't even know where I'm gonna put these, because like I feel like someone was literally like, you might get mugged on your way out, and I believed it. I believed it. Then we have the Queen of Nothing and the Wicked King as well. I haven't actually looked at these yet because I was just so knackered when I got home and I didn't want to have them at Yalc. A lovely purple colour scheme for this one. Stunning end papers again. This is the third one, sorry. And then we have the Wicked King as well. Again, Jude and Carden on the front. Jude and Carden here. Honestly, I'm speechless. I am speechless. This, as I said, has been one of the worst periods of my life, and although nothing's gonna make it feel any better at the moment, little things like this do cheer me up a little bit, so it's very, very nice. So obviously I had the wonderful Gwynne and Kristoff event on Friday, and then yesterday went to Yalc with my friend, spent some time with her, which was lovely, and also, you know, got some very good things and won these, and I'm so thankful. So yeah. Okay, so I've like waffled on for so long, but that was my Yalc haul for 2025. I'm looking forward to going again next year, hopefully, and I might drag a few more friends with me. It was like incredibly busy this year, and I feel like it was busy last year as well, but this year was just out of it. But however, having said that, it was very well organised and it felt absolutely safe and it was just fun. But if you do end up going, I would recommend getting some sort of like suitcase or one of those like book cart things that you can sit on, because there's not really anywhere to sit. And also wear your comfiest shoes ever. Bring water, bring snacks, because there's like 2 bars and it's super expensive. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please let me know down below if you attended Yalc as well this year, what your favourite kind of thing to come out of Yalc was, or if you'd like to attend next year. If you enjoyed the video, please do pop a like, put some love in the comments. If you would like to see more, please do subscribe, and I'll see you soon.